When I first saw this story, I was like, no way, that can't be real. There's no way that's real. Well, turns out it is. Trump files suit against Iowa pollster Ann Selzer and Des Moines Register newspaper. Selzer published a poll days before the election that said Kamala Harris was ahead by 3 percentage points. Trump ultimately won the state by 13. So, before I get into this specific stuff here, let me just say, Ann, why'd you do it to me? She's one of the main reasons why I flopped so hard at my prediction. Because she had a great track record in every other election, like really, really good. And when she said Kamala was up 3 in Iowa, that really led me to believe, oh, I was already a little bullish on Kamala, and I went very bullish on Kamala after I saw that. So I feel burned by Ann Selzer. I do. So I just wanted to get that out there because I have no love at this point in time for Ann Selzer and how she skewed my predictions, skewed many other people in left-wing media, their predictions. And so Trump is suing her. So let me give you some of the specifics here. Trump is suing Ann Selzer, her polling firm, and the Des Moines Register, and the newspaper's parent company, Gannett, accusing them of consumer fraud, according to a copy of the filing reviewed by NBC News. The suit, filed Monday night in Polk County, Iowa, says it seeks accountability for brazen election interference over a November 2nd poll that showed Kamala Harris up 3 percentage points in Iowa. Now, let me just point out, Ann has actually already retired. When she got this as wrong as she did, she was like, okay, I'm done. Which, by the way, respect. Because I told you guys, I'm done with predictions. After my prediction on Kamala was so bad, I was like, okay, I'm sufficiently humbled where I no longer think my prediction ability is better than random chance. So I'm just not going to do a prediction anymore because I have no confidence in my ability to predict anymore. Right? It's reasonable. Ann Selzer retired. So in other words, that's her holding herself to account and saying, yeah, I botched that shit. I'm gonzo. Trump ultimately won the state by double digits, a difference that his lawyers argue in the suit constitutes election interfering fiction. The president-elect is making the claim under the Iowa Consumer Fraud Act, which prohibits deceptive advertising. Okay, first of all, this is not advertising. There's nothing that's advertising about releasing a poll on a race. So that's the first point. The second point, and this is what, like, Trump world is crazy, man. Logic just doesn't apply there. They just say, we don't care about evidence, logic, facts. Like, it's all vibes. It's all feelings, right? So he's claiming this is election interference was like the purpose here, right? So in other words, his argument is you're saying Kamala's +3 in an attempt to like bring about and manifest Kamala +3 in the election. The much more likely outcome if you release a very bullish Kamala poll, is that Kamala voters see she's up in the state already. I don't really need to go vote because I think she's going to win anyway. That's what happened. Remember all the polls that said Hillary Clinton was going to win in 2016? You had Huffington Post had it at like 95% chance Hillary was going to win before Election Day, like the day before Election Day. So in that scenario, what is much more likely is that there are people who kind of like casually support Hillary but don't really care. They would have gone to vote if they felt like their vote was necessary, but they go, I don't know, she has a 95% chance of winning anyway. I don't think I need to go vote. I think she's going to win anyway. So in other words, the impact would be literally the exact opposite of what he's pretending the impact is. You understand what I'm saying? So in other words, if she released a Trump +8 poll, let's say, that would light a fire under the ass of more Kamala supporters in Iowa to go, well, I got to go vote because he's up by 8. They're going to need all the help they can get, the Democrats. I got to go vote, right? Like, again, doesn't even bother to try to make it make sense. He just didn't like that she was Kamala +3, and so he's like, I'm going to sue you over that fact. Okay, the pollsters already took a massive reputational hit in the past however many election cycles. And now, and here's the main point. What's the actual purpose behind this? I think they just want to kill the polling industry, right? I think they just want to, like, that's it. And this is going to have a chilling effect where now a pollster will think, oh, shit, if I release a bad poll on Trump, is Trump going to sue us now? Right? Even just tracking him as president this time around. You know, if he does something that's super unpopular, which he's definitely going to do at some point, and he tanks down to 31% approval rating, let's say. Now the company that says he has a 31% approval rating, is Trump going to sue them? And it's going to make it more likely they don't want to release that poll because they're afraid of getting sued. And again, I don't even think he's trying to win. I don't even think he's trying to win. I just think he's trying to set a precedent that if you say anything negative about me, show any negative numbers about me, we're going to come after you. And people are not going to want to have to spend any money whatsoever at any step of the process to try to fight Trump on this, because, a lot of these outlets probably don't even have the fucking money. So that's the goal here, guys. That's the goal. Chilling effect. Let's shut this down. No more negative stories, no more negative numbers on them. And, obviously this will get dismissed, but how much money has to be spent in the process to get to that point? It's just an attempt to shut down dissent. Now, finally, I'll link this to this story here. You guys saw this, but ABC News decided, we're going to pay Trump $15 million. Trump sued George Stephanopoulos and ABC News because George Stephanopoulos effectively said that Trump he was found liable for rape. That's what Stephanopoulos said. Trump sued him and said, look, that's not true. And instead of taking it to trial, ABC News was like, let's just settle with him. Let's just give him $15 million and shut this whole thing down, right? And look, why would they do it? Again, I think this is part of that same thing that's been happening in media, which is pre-capitulation, trying to get on Trump's good side, to not even fight it, to just say, here, we're going to settle, here's $15 million. First of all, it looks like you actually did something wrong, which they didn't, right? And again, we saw this with Joe and Mika. We saw this with the LA Times when they got rid of an article that was critical of Trump's cabinet picks. They're all trying to go along to get along here. Jeff Bezos went down there. Mark Zuckerberg went down there, gave Trump $1 million each, respectively, for his inauguration. It's, hey, we're cool, right? Hey, keep the tax cuts coming, keep the corporate welfare coming, keep the subsidies coming, keep the government contracts coming. And ABC bent the knee. Because the specifics of the story are, he was found liable for sexual assault in New York, but they couldn't directly prove rape. And then there was the defamation angle to it, which is why Eugene Carroll got so much money. But he was found liable for sexual assault. And you had George Stephanopoulos say he was found liable for rape. And again, Trump sued him over that. And they just paid out. Instead of fighting it. And as you can see here, this article from Rolling Stone it's frightening. ABC News staffers incensed by capitulation to Trump. My fear is this sets a tone for the next 4 years, and that the tone is, do not upset the president. That's the point. Can't release a negative poll on the president, even if it's factual. Can't say things he doesn't like against him. Remember, he sued, I think it was CNN for $400 million because they called his election denialism the big lie. He sued over that. He lost that case, right? But they fought. This is ABC News going, we're not going to fight. Here's $15 million. And they're hoping to get on his good side. Jesus, man. This is dark. It's dark times. It's dark times because these are all authoritarian tactics trying to use the system against itself, right? Like he knows these lawsuits wouldn't win if they actually get to court. That's not the point. It's to scare these people. It's to make them fall in line. It's to have a chilling effect throughout the industry. And this is all the time when the Supreme Court has found, oh, would you look at that? If he does anything that's part of his official duties, it's acceptable. So he's immune. He's 91 criminal charges are done, right? And they already impeached him twice last time, but it didn't get through the Senate, so who cares? It's impeachment on the record through the House, but nothing happened as a result of it. Criminal charges are gone, totally immune by the Supreme Court, and already on the offense against the media and pollsters. So it's only going to get worse from here. If you love the First Amendment and you love free speech and you love a free press, this guy is literally your enemy. Your enemy. Because he is laying the precedent to destroy all of those things. And doing so brazenly. That's why it always irked me when anybody pretended like he's a free speech warrior. It's like, are you out of your fucking mind? You got to be out of your mind to believe that. So anyway, there you have it. Really dark, man. And you don't see this from any other. I mean, I'm no fan of the establishment Republicans, right? The standard Republicans that are non-MAGA. But this is something you would never see from the likes of like a Mitt Romney or something, right? Like, it's another level, dog. It's another level. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.